What is happening, and welcome to another Photography Talk episode 154. Now friends, last week we discussed how Pentax had a new DSLR on the horizon. Well, that camera is officially here, but it isn't exactly new, but I'm going to get more into that here in a moment. Now, we also have got plenty of news from Canon, which appears ready to announce a new APS-C camera in the first part of 2023. Yeah, right around the corner. Now, is it the long-rumored R100, or is it something else? And also on Canon news, the EOS R1 flagship camera looks like it won't debut in 2024. Now, that's a big bummer, but an extended timeline gives Canon extra time to make it even more incredible of a camera. And really, what's not to like about that? Now, we're going to chat about all these stories here in a moment, but first, friends, look, every single week we put these videos together in these small, little, bite-sized little news nuggets to keep you guys informed as far as what is happening in the industry. Now, of course, if you find some value with this video, we kept you up to snuff as far as what's happening, we sure would appreciate you crushing that like button, because as I say every week, it really does help out the whole YouTube algorithm. That said, my friends, let's get on to this week's headlines. Now, last week we discussed how Pentax had a new DSLR in the works. Well, folks, it is here, but using the word, kind of new to describe this camera is, in my opinion, I think is a little bit misleading. Now, let me expound on this. The camera is called the KF, and is largely, hell, this thing looks exactly like its predecessor, the K70. I mean, these cameras look identical. And it isn't just the looks of the camera that are identical as well. I mean, with the exception of a few minor differences underneath the hood, this new camera is basically the K70 with the hella new name. Now, here are the differences. Now, the KF has a better LCD with 12.5% more resolution. Now, there are 3 new custom image modes. Now, the camera utility software is now in camera rather than CD, because CDs are, since 2016 when they first came out with this thing, CDs are no longer, or if they are, they're pretty much obsolete. There's a different battery charger that includes USB to USB-C connection, and the KF weighs slightly more than the K70. And friends, those are the differences that make the KF a new camera. Now, the 24.2 megapixel APS-C sensor is the same. The weatherproofing is the same. The shake reduction in the system in the camera is the same. The arrangement of buttons on the camera is the same, and you can kind of see where I'm going with this here. Now, last week, I was shocked that a new DSLR was coming out. And as it turns out, a new DSLR did not come out. Now, I mean, this thing is the same that it was from 2016 with a new name and a few minor tweaks. Now, here's my theory on this. Pentax back in the day, probably to increase their profit margins, ordered and expected that the K70 was going to be just a wild success with a ton of sales on it. So to increase the profit margins, they ordered parts in a larger bulk to make a ton of these cameras. They bought for less, but they got a lot of parts sitting on their shelves. Sales didn't turn out maybe what they expected, or maybe they dried up. Who knows? We can speculate on this here. So now, as a result of it, cameras aren't selling. They have a ton of parts that they paid for that they need to figure out how to get sales going. So why not dress up a camera, give it a new name? And the sad part about it, there are people out there that they see a new name from a brand that they like, and they're going to assume it's a new camera, and they're going to just buy it because it's a new camera. After all, they've been sitting on one since 2016, and so they're anxious for something new. And Pentax is going to make sales off of it. I mean, that's just my 2 cents with it here, because this camera, there's really not much. It's not even a soft update. This is just really, no. But anyway, I'm not going to judge. That's just my 2 cents. But if you want to learn more about the Pentax KF, check out the link in the description below. Now, over at Canon, a new camera will be announced in the early part of 2023. Now, initially, the rumors indicated that this new camera would roughly be the same size as the EOS M cameras, and that it would be called the R100. Now, it seems like the camera will be the R50. Now, apart from the name, not much is really known about the camera other than it will be announced in January. Most likely. You see, CP Plus show begins at February 2nd. So I'm sure Canon's going to want to unveil the R50 before that. But the R50 might only be half of the equation. See, new rumors also indicate that Canon has another APS camera or APS-C format camera in the works alongside the R50. Now, the only thing to report about this camera is that it will be positioned below the R50. So whatever the second camera might be, it will give the the EOS R lineup 4 APS-C cameras. So considering that you have the R7 and the R10 being the other two, the R7 and the R10 have won wide acclaim and provide a cheaper way for folks to join the EOS R party. And with the R50 in this mysterious sibling coming on the horizon here, Canon seems posed to really make the EOS R lineup even more accessible for photographers. And hell, that's a good thing, because many photographers right now, they may be out there simply using their iPhones, and this is going to create a bridge that brings these people into that larger cosmos of some of the other Canon cameras that they have there. So I think it's a brilliant move on Canon's end. Either way, we're going to keep you guys updated as more emerges on these cameras. Now, while Canon appears close to announcing the R50, they are not close to announcing the highly anticipated and long-awaited EOS R1. Now, currently, rumors indicate that Canon will not have the R1 ready until 2024. In all likelihood, it won't be ready until later 2024. Now, when you think about it, 2024, you have the Summer Olympics that are in Paris, which will make a really good debut point for the R1. I mean, that's really a long time wait, but Canon has proved that waiting isn't exactly a bad thing. I mean, after all, look at the current flagship, the EOS R3. That was a long wait coming, and it's just absolutely incredible camera. And think about all the lenses that Canon has added to the RF lineup over the years. Many of those took a while to come to market as well. So the point is that waiting, while it sucks, good things do come to those that wait. And I mean, just look at this. Stepping outside Canon, the Nikon Z9, the Sony A1 as good evidence of this as well. And I'm betting that the R1 will be an even bigger game changer than the Z9 and the A1. And given how good the R3 is, the R1 has to be astonishing. It could be a showstopper. Maybe that's why Canon is taking so long. Canon could be putting together some new technology that's going to change professional photography forever. Either way, pretty exciting stuff on the horizon. But we'll keep you guys informed as more things come to surface on this. Now, friends, it's that time of the video where we're going to shift gears here a little bit. We're going to talk about our current giveaway. We have 3 excellent prizes up for the grabs. We have the Vanguard Veo 265 travel tripod. We have a 16x20 canvas print from canvasprints.com. And of course, we have the $100 Amazon gift card. As always, entering the giveaway is really simple. Step 1, like this video and subscribe to our channel. Step 2, leave a comment below. In fact, the more of our videos that you watch and leave a comment on, the more chances that you have to win. So by all means, get watching some more of the videos and leave some comments. Step 3, register on PhotographyTalk and introduce yourself in the forum. Now, if you happen to register on the site during one of the last giveaways, you're still eligible to win. But friends, as I keep saying over and over again, swing by, say hello. We would love to see you. And friend, that is it. For complete details on the giveaway, including how to register on PhotographyTalk and how to say hello in the forum, check out the description below. Good luck, and one last little thing here. Now, if you enjoy this sort of content, be sure to head over to PhotographyTalk, sign up for an account. It's free to do so, and it gives you access to literally thousands of photography-related articles on the site, including news articles on camera gear, photography tutorials, and much, much more. So take a moment, sign up for an account, and get access to material that will help you take your best shot. And friends, that is it for this week's news. Now it's that time of the video where, first, I got to thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate you taking 12-15 minutes out of your time and giving that to us, watching this video, supporting the channel. We really appreciate it. And I really enjoy engaging with you guys down below in the comments. So if you have any further questions about any of the stuff that we covered here in this week's episode, by all means, go down below, leave a comment, leave a question, I'd be happy to answer. And if I don't have the answer, I'll find the answer for you. But friends, I'm going to ask you to do all that YouTube stuff now, so please consider hitting that like button, subscribe button, and hit that bell so therefore you're notified every single time that we come out with a new video. And now, that's pretty much all I have here for you, friends. So I'm going to be shouting out these cameras so you get out there, stay healthy, and take your best shot.